it's Monica. Today I'm going to talk to you about a yoga pose that's called prone frog, and it is an adductor of the hips. So you take the hips away or move the hips away from the midline of the body. But it can be quite intense for some people. And so I'm going to walk you through a few different options to take while you progress to get into prone frog. The first thing, we'll take a little bit of hip external rotation, so taking the knees away from the midline of your body. And we'll do that by taking a pose that's called child's pose. So you take your toes together to touch, your knees far away from the midline of your body as much as feels good, and press your hips towards your heels, and maybe your hips touch down, or maybe your hips are right here. And if that's the case, you could just stay right here, just pause, right where it feels good. If your hips touch your heels, then you can have the option to come down to your forearms and just pause right here. So you'll be here for a few minutes, like 2, 3. That's good. And then from here, we'll start to progress. So you take your hands back to your mat, and then lift your hips and bring your hips right in line with your knees. Now what you do is take your toes or your ankles in line with your knees and tuck your toes, one and then the other. So here you want your ankles in line with your knees and your hips in line with your knees. And then from here, just start to press your hips towards the back, towards your heels, and then come up. And then do that again. Take your hips towards your heels, just start to push back. Feel it if you start to lift your bottom towards the ceiling, resist that. So you want to think, drag your tailbone down so that the pelvis stays neutral. And then do that, the shifting of your weight forward and back a few more times. And then once you've completed that, you can untuck your toes, and then maybe you walk your knees a little bit further away from each other. Still your ankles in line with your knees, your hips in line with your knees as well. And then from here, same thing, push your hips back. So you can stay on your hands, you can come down to your forearms, and then from here, option to be still, or a little bit of movement in your hips, again forward and back. But the same thing with your pelvis. So if you feel like it tips down towards your mat and your bottom lifts towards the ceiling, resist that, hug up and in. You're going to feel this on the insides of your legs, and you can stay still right here, or you can bring your hips forward and back. And then once you've finished a few repetitions of that, then you just take your knees closer towards one another, and then have a seat on your mat and just be there and enjoy. There's a little bit of opening in your hips with the use of gravity, so your body down towards your mat. If you have any questions about opening your hips, there's lots of ways to open your hips. Go ahead and just send me an email. You can go to my website. It's enhanced-body.com, and on there is my email address, and shoot me an email or put it in the comments below. Until next time, thank you.